Hello peeps and peepettes. So, you may be wondering, why is this not Minecraft? Well, it's because it's Skyrim, and I've decided to play other games other than Skyrim. Wait a minute. That was the wrong sentence. I've decided to play other games other than Minecraft to be on this channel. And so it's not exclusively a Minecraft channel. So hopefully you guys will enjoy a little bit of Skyrim play. I'm standing outside a place called Ustengrav, I believe. Yes, Ustengrav. On my way to get the Horn of Jugend Windcaller. So this character is a little bit further along, level 15, a Conjuration Alteration Mage, and wields a shield and a mace. Nice spiky elven mace. I've got a lot of mods installed and the mod list will be at the bottom, so I'm not going to go through what mods I'm playing with at the moment, but hopefully you guys will have some fun watching me play some Skyrim. So who is this character? Well, this is Jade. She is a very motivated high elf mage. She has a thing for the Daedra. Not for the dead. She doesn't like the undead, but she does like Daedra. So she tends to stick close to summoning the Daedra. She's a bit of an anti-hero. She has reluctantly agreed to fight this battle with the dragons because, well, it grants her a lot of power to be the Dragonborn. When she thinks back to people like Tiber Septim, she's thinking, well, if I'm a Dragonborn, then I can wield power like Tiber Septim, and I can have that kind of control over people. She's not a benevolent kind of person. She is definitely an anti-hero. She's definitely doing this for her own benefit. It just so happens that through her actions and through her trying to defeat these dragons, she'll inevitably free Skyrim and the rest of Cyrodiil from the dragon menace. But then they'll have the Jade menace, so who knows. Anyway, here's Lydia. She'll soon be replaced. I'm not a fan of Lydia, but she's a good character to have at the moment, access to. And, okay, I suppose we'll head into Ustengrav now, huh? The other side. So yeah, there's a lot of mods. Mostly I'm playing with SkyRe is the main mod behind everything, so combat is a little more dangerous, and by a little more I mean a lot. I tend to get 2 hits. Speaking of, I'll probably need my stone skin on. But being a conjuration mage, you don't tend to get close, although I like to get close with my shield and mace, so we'll see how this goes. I'm probably going to get my butt kicked a few times in here. I don't mind you guys seeing my failures though. It should be fun. Nah. So yeah. She doesn't tend to like the undead, or necromancers for that matter. She believes that necromancy is just a tainted form of conjuration. That a real conjurer speaks only with Daedra and makes pacts with Daedra as a sort of agreement, so to speak, a business deal, rather than with undead, which is more like slavery. You may be thinking, well, for such a selfish character, isn't that a bit benevolent? No, not really, because in the end she gets the benefit of making these deals. She is the one that comes out on top. so to speak. Also, this is Flash. And now Flash is gone. But Flash is our fiery astronaut friend. Nothing of great value there. But Flash will be out in a second. Oh, dual cast, please. And yes, actually for this dungeon I will be using a little bit of prior knowledge. It's just because certain parts of the game that I've done time and time again, I just prefer to get through them as quickly as possible. And I think that's what we're going to be doing with Ustengrav, definitely. Not a fan of Ustengrav, not one bit. Not having done it so many times before. Maybe thinking, well, aren't you sick of Skyrim then? Aren't you sick of this game? No, I'm not sick of this game, not at all. There's so much to do in Skyrim and so many different characters you can play in so many different... new spell. Oh yes, I'm using Apocalypse Spell Package, I believe it's called, but it'll be in the list in the bottom. Summons people to me. Not so useful right now since I'm a bit fragile. So yeah. She also doesn't like disturbing the dead, so I'm not going to be looking through any urns or burial urns. I will be looking through chests though and taking things off shelves, but I won't be actually disturbing the ashes of anybody dead. Finds that foul, and she's a she's a bit of a noble woman. She doesn't want to get her hands too dirty. She of course sees the need to or the fact that she will get a little bit filthy being in these places. Now I picked up a wooden plate, there we go. Little bit filthy in these places, but that's all to be expected, right? Especially when you're trying to conquer the world. So yes, she's not going to touch any of these urns even though they have stuff in them, just because she doesn't believe in getting her hands covered in the ashes of dead people. So yeah, Ustengrav and prior knowledge. I'm definitely going to be using that because Ustengrav is kind of boring as well. There's no real like challenge to it, so to speak, and I do not want that axe. Out! So yeah, but I'll be trying as hard as I can not to use prior knowledge in future episodes, or at least I'll be disguising future knowledge. There are some places, of course, that I have been in the game. The other thing that Jade wants to do is that she wants to acquire all the Daedric artifacts that she possibly can, because she believes that acquiring Daedric artifacts obviously shows the favour of the Daedra behind them, and thus makes her contracts with lesser Daedra more appealing to the lesser Daedra that she's making contracts with. Which kind of makes sense. Stop that. Ragolls. Yes, I'm using immersive creatures as well. What else are we gonna do? Thanks, guys. Very helpful. So yes, two main focuses for Jade in this series are the acquisition of as many Daedric artifacts as she can possibly get her hands on. Obviously the lives of those attached to those Daedric artifacts are of no consequence to her. And freeing the world of dragons, if only so that she can gain the power of them in the process. She's since absorbed a few dragon souls, so she definitely likes the power that they give her. Speaking of which powers do I have? Horse Call. That's not very useful, is it? Unrelenting Force. Hello, sir. Ha! Take that! So yes, because we're using Skyrie, I do a lot of damage, but I also take a lot of damage. I desperately need to find myself a new armor spell, because this one just doesn't cut it. It only gives me 104 armor, I believe. Oh, I'm in the wrong menu. Yeah, 104. I need quite a bit more than that, especially for people using two-handed weapons. See, it does a heck of a lot of damage, and I block that perfectly. Well, you can kind of expect that from a two-handed weapon, I suppose. Ooh, chest. Looty loot loot. Yes, I heard you. What else have we got in here? Lots of cheese, don't mind if I do. Oh yes, I'm using realistic needs and diseases, so I do need to eat and drink. I really like immersion mods. I'm thinking about getting one that actually makes you get tired the more activity you do, and the more well rested you are. Like, you get better at performing actions. How do you explain it? So if you're well rested, you have more stamina and higher stamina regeneration, but you don't receive certain bonuses to damage and speed that you would if you had been doing activities for a while. Well, you're an interesting looking fellow. But the less well rested you are, like if you've been out running about, then your adrenaline goes up. There's like an adrenaline statistic involved, and that means your stamina regeneration falls, but you do more damage and you move faster and that sort of thing. So I guess it tries to emulate endurance, like real life endurance, which is an interesting take on things. I might try that out. I'm also using Frostfall. Ooh, I assume a trench knife. That's worth a lot of money. As you can see, I use maces and shields. I kind of like maces. I feel like they suit conjuration, wizard or mage quite well, just due to the nature of the kind of raw power that sits behind the idea of summoning Daedra. Yeah. So, a conjuration mage is just cool, in my opinion. We need whirlwind sprint for this. Shouts. Whirlwind sprint. Why aren't I using the favorites menu? Well, I don't know. I don't know why I'm not using the favorites menu. Probably should do that. Instead of going into menus and breaking the flow of things. And I just got shot. Ow! So yeah, you can see how much damage. That was just a simple iron arrow from a skeleton archer. But But Skyrie is not nice. As you can see, that was while I was talking. I was definitely using prior knowledge. Here we go, see, this is it. I'm using SkyUI 4, which has these sets. If I press F1 I get out my shield and my mace, F2 and I get out my dual wield of summon flame atronach. Hello, Skeleton Guardian. I really like these immersive creatures, they're awesome. It has a lot of variety that didn't used to exist. Short spears are kind of awesome. I'd like to play a character at some point that specialises in the use of spears, although I'm not quite sure whether I agree with the fact that spears do reduce damage to armour wearing targets. It seems kind of backwards. If that's the case, why don't maces do extra damage to armour wearing targets? Or at least pass through armour? Hello, sir. Ow. 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 Restoration, I love you. Yeah, it loves me too, apparently. Oh, that reminds me, I left a restoration skill book back at the start. Oh well. I do know from going through here so many times that I can get to that book rather easily without backtracking at this point. Although it means it'll be at the end. Well, it's only one restoration skill point, so it's not a big deal right now. Red wall, I believe this is ethereal. Maybe? Yes, it's ethereal. See? So much prior knowledge. I'm terrible. I'm also a bit of like a sponge when it comes to things in games. Like I remember the silliest stuff. Like the fact that that word wall in particular was become ethereal. Yeah, having memory for games, it's really unfortunate because it doesn't pass through to useful real life stuff too often. So there you go. Now, there's a bunch of ore and stuff here. Yes, I am a smith. Why? Because I like making heavy shields, and I like being able to craft and improve heavy shields and maces, actually. And eventually I want to be able to make Daedric stuff, right? I'm never going to actually wear the armour, but I definitely am going to use the weapons and the shields that you can make down the line. The other thing that this character may be looking to do, well, I'm definitely going to be doing it, she wants to acquire the power of the werewolf. She finds the brutality and the closeness to her scene that will bring her. Well, also, just like the artifacts, get her closer to the respect of Daedra, and thus the willingness of them to bind contract with her. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to finish out this dungeon, and then I'll have to leave you all because my SSD, which this is being recorded onto, is not fantastically huge, and Skyrim is quite codec hungry and tends to chew through the space on that SSD. So I've got to try and get through here as quickly as possible so that you guys have an episode to watch. Okay. Speaking of which, let's run. So I guess this episode is more of an informal introduction to the series going ahead. Just familiarise you with the backstory without having begun from the beginning. I wasn't really interested in starting again, just for the sake of the series. I kind of like this character, I don't have to go through all the boring start stuff again. Where's that skeleton? Hello? I do believe in SkyRe maces do extra damage to skeletons, which is, you know, a good thing. Oh no, I broke my rule. Let's just forgive that faux pas. I think I still have one sprint. Oh, I screwed up. Lydia, out of the way. I want to run. No one sprint. And I want to... Oh, it opens itself. Okay, that's fine. Auto save. Do you now? Well, that's probably because there's flame jets everywhere, and there's a giant spider on the other side of this wall. Premonitions. Not really premonitions, but... Right. So first of all, I got burnt. Signal. Uh-oh. No, that's not meant to happen. Okay, I need to heal again because that poison hurts. And I need to summon Flash. Who's just going to ignore all the fire around here, and I'm just going to stand here. Yeah, not get myself involved with these fire traps. Giant darkstalk spider. I assume it's an immersive creatures thing. They do look very cool. I really like the extra variation immersive creature brings. You kind of get bored of the same creatures over and over again. You gonna shoot something? Oh, there's a little spider up there. You guys handle that, I don't care. Hello? Oh, this web's in the way. They're very dark and black. Oh, and I'm using Climates of Tamriel for my lighting. Oh, and for the indoor lighting I'm using something else, but I can't quite remember it now. But that'll be in the description with the rest of the mod list. As we all know, Delphine has already stolen the horn. She's really annoying. So you go through here for nothing, except quest progression. Oh, and I guess there's this little chest here, so don't touch the burial urns. Your gamer instinct tells you to, but don't do it. Glass short sword. These will sell for a lot of money. Scroll of Hellstrike. Golden boots. I don't use any of that stuff. I do have my faithful elven mace though. So here is where we find that book that I missed. That will give me restoration. Very useful. Very, very useful. And as I said, I didn't need it right then to backtrack all the way for it. So yeah, that's another one of those things that I remember. They're completely useless, but, you know, why not use the... My memory just hangs on to that sort of thing anyway. Now, where is it? In here, I'm guessing. Did I already read it? Mysteries of Talara or something like that? Have I been... Yes. I've been talking about how I missed this book this whole time, and you guys were probably face-palming going, you didn't miss it. You totally did not miss it. Rorax, what are you doing? You didn't miss it. So... There's another thing I missed. No, I didn't. I checked that guy. It's fine. Okay. So, here we are. We finished a dungeon. I didn't stop talking. And you guys got introduced to the series. So hopefully from here on in it's going to be a little more entertaining and I'm not going to be so derpy. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!